This is how brutally fate punished an overconfident UFC star for his long tongue. In his fight against Ben Askren, Jorge Masvidal delivered one of the most insane knockouts the sport has ever seen. A flying knee that became history in just 5 seconds.
The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
It was beautiful. It was legendary. But what came after raised serious questions. 2 completely unnecessary follow-up shots, mocking a clearly unconscious opponent. Celebration that crossed the line. Many fans didn't like it. Fighters didn't like it either. After the fight, a journalist asked Masvidal about those extra strikes.
I saw some criticism. People say the punches weren't really necessary. Maybe
they were super necessary. But the referee hadn't pulled me off. And my job is to hit somebody till the referee pulls me off. So to those people, I would say maybe don't watch him and may go back to soccer.
The room laughed. It sounded tough. It sounded fearless. But one man didn't laugh. His name was Kamaru Usman. The Nigerian nightmare took it personally. He decided that the so-called street gangster needed a real lesson, not in trash talk, but in consequences. When the rematch came, Masvidal carried the same arrogance into the cage, the same confidence, the same attitude. He talked, posed, and looked convinced he could do it again. Then it happened. A devastating right cross from Usman landed clean. Masvidal collapsed to the canvas instantly. No theatrics this time. No lucky knee, just raw power and precision. Usman followed him down and unloaded 5 brutal ground and pound shots, forcing the referee to step in. The fight was over. Completely. Definitively. But Kamaru wasn't finished yet. After the fight, at the press conference, Usman delivered his final blow, this time with words.
Did it feel good to get some of those extra shots in there?
I keep going until the ref pulls me off, and those are super necessary.
A boxer who crossed every line imaginable ultimately ended up hospitalized and spent 12 days in a coma, Shannon Briggs. In the lead-up to his bout against the reigning WBC champion Vladimir Klitschko, Briggs literally stalked him, showing up uninvited to training sessions, provoking scandals, yelling insults, disrupting the training process, and attempting to start fights.
Special guest. That's right! Not you.
He tried to present himself as a threat, an unstoppable force unafraid of rules or consequences.
I'm gonna make you eat after that shoe, that t-shirt as well. Yes. What else? What else is gonna come up now? Oh really? I'm gonna eat your face.
His actions were calculated to throw Vladimir off balance, both mentally and emotionally. But he underestimated the Ukrainian's character.
Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! That's right! The real champ!
One of the most outrageous scenes took place in an ordinary cafe. Vladimir was calmly having lunch with friends when suddenly Briggs burst into the room. He began acting like a madman, shouting, bragging, and then shamelessly eating food from Klitschko's plate. In response, the champion simply and gentlemanly poured a glass of water over his head. The crowd applauded for the composure, the humor, the dignity. But Briggs wouldn't stop. The next act of this absurd theater happened in the ocean. Klitschko was surfing, enjoying some leisure time, when suddenly a speedboat rushed toward him. Behind the wheel, Briggs. He created waves on purpose, deliberately causing disruptions. And as a result, Klitschko was knocked into the water. It seemed Briggs truly saw himself not as a fighter, but as the main villain in some kind of sports reality show.
Everywhere you go, I go. Now you see me, I'm everywhere, baby. Everywhere you go, I go. Everything you do, I do. I'm the champ, and you the chump.
The game was over. Finally, the day of the fight arrived. And if Briggs thought he could continue his aggressive psychological warfare in the ring, he was gravely mistaken. Because Vladimir Klitschko, despite his calm and intellectual image, had prepared a true punishment for him. The fight lasted all 12 rounds, and they were, perhaps, the most painful 36 minutes of Shannon Briggs' life. Klitschko landed over 300 precise punches, each calculated, each deliberate. Briggs, in response, managed to land only about 70, none of which posed any real threat. Vladimir maintained distance, controlled the pace, and every Briggs attack broke against his perfect defense and instant counters. When the final bell rang, Briggs' face was already unrecognizable. He was hospitalized immediately after the fight. The diagnoses shocked even experienced doctors. Multiple facial bone fractures, severe hematomas, a torn bicep in his left arm. He spent 12 days in a coma, recovering from the consequences of his own recklessness.